What's going on, you guys? Namaste. Thank you for being here. Welcome and welcome back. My name is Nela Maat, and today we are going to be channeling messages from our beloved ancestors. And so, if you choose to stay, I would like to ask you to take a moment, all right, to breathe with me. Let's set intentions, all right? So, taking a deep breath in, breathing in light, and releasing all heaviness, releasing any urgency, opening our energy to receiving divine guidance. Release any expectations, conscious or unconscious. And so I call upon the Source Creator, Mother, Father, and our ancestors. And also I speak protection in all directions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, you guys. So today I'm using this feather for our channeling, for the energy. Red tail hawk. Red tail hawk. Oh. This feather was given to me when I was going through so many tower moments. It's not even funny to just freaking tap into that right now. I will never ever forget those times. And I feel that our ancestors are speaking of devotion and loyalty to Creator, to ourselves. They're also speaking about trials and tribulations and, yeah, tower moments. Tower moments are in true divine intervention. Our Creator Source have a way to answer to our prayers. Yeah. Our Creator will bestow upon us what we need. And like I said, the Creator will respond to our prayers in mysterious ways. And a lot of times the answers comes with moments that create a lot of discomfort in our lives, right? Maybe, just maybe, because there's something to review. There's something we're not seeing. And so what I am also seeing in my psychic eye is the unveiling, is the lifting of the veil and the revelations. It's like if someone is lifting our veil and is saying, hey, this is what you need to take a look. So I feel that many of us, and I include myself with this, I always like to tell people, I, like you, am doing the work. And I want you to feel honor. I want you to feel love. I want you to know that you're not alone, that you're going through it. I'm going through it, and so is our family and our neighbors. People are going through it. We are all going through moments of discomfort. Growth is uncomfortable. Stepping out of our comfort zone is uncomfortable. Transmuting pain is freaking painful. Okay? So I want you to know that I honor you. Thank you for having the courage to do something about your life. The medicine of the red-tailed hawk is that one of endurance, is that one of strategy, is a lot about healing our masculine, having to tackle things in life, attend to things in life with a different energy. So this can be about looking at the things that need a resolution in our life and choosing to do differently, right? Because if we continue responding to our problems or our challenges and our situations with the same energy or the same way, then we get the same results. And so the red tail hawk also is a messenger. And messengers can come in expected ways. The divine will use the people that trigger you the most to let you know that there's something you have to acknowledge, that there's a change you have to make, that there's some things you're not seeing. And this is the bigger picture of this energy. And I can feel it, and I'm also experiencing it. We're healing our masculine. So there's a lot of freaking discomfort in this energy. It's just like, it feels like fire. It's just spirit moving through us saying, it's time to go. It's time to look for a solution. What is it that you're not seeing? How can you improve in this area, in this situation? So there's a calling to step up. There's a calling also to look from the above down, to find the patterns, what's going on, what is keeping us in fear. What are the stories we're creating? How are we telling ourselves that we cannot, that we're too old, that we're too this, oh no, I don't know anything about technology, oh, all of the things, you guys. What I'm seeing now is like, is the, I'm sorry by my faces, but it's just like all the energy I'm feeling. And then the psychic information is like a lot. It's just like I'm seeing a person who, okay, they're surgeons and they're putting all the instruments on the table, and they have to, as surgeons and those who assist, have to make sure that everything that they are using is clean, is, let's make sure that we know what we're going to do, and this is how it's going to go. So there's like a lot of Saturn energy. OMG, yeah, there's a lot of Saturn. So a structure, routines, planning, what kind of communication do we use? If we're dealing with people, are you compromising? Are you compromising too much? Do you need to compromise? Finding that point of harmony. How can we navigate these situations also from a place of higher perspective, right? So right now, it's definitely not a time to be passive. It is important to find our center and to take action, to do something differently, so that we can move forward with the energy. Because what happens is that if we stay stagnant, the fire, I'm seeing like a lot of Mars energy, a lot of the divine masculine, like the more we fight the changes, it's gonna become very uncomfortable. That's what I feel. And so the red tail hawk is like, is that one of, we need to look at the target and we need to go for it, even though, yes, there's so much discomfort within the experience. And so this is about learning to not allow our emotions and or our, protection, like the protecting mechanisms or the old patterns and behaviors, to take us out of our center and into procrastination or stagnation or dependency or justification. This is the time to where we need to freaking, Pluto, judgment. How are we judging things? It's just all about transforming, and it's about growth and transformation through discomfort. It's like there's a lot of discomfort in this energy. And so anything that might be holding you back, anything sitting in your solar plexus and your center, is gonna freaking want to move. And so you might find yourself experiencing anger or frustration or having to cry that out. And then Yeah, the internal conflicts need to be brought into attention. It is like we have different aspects of us fighting. One is like, no, this hurt, I don't like it, I feel disempowered. And there's another one that is saying, how can we bring an end to the situation? How can we move forward, right? So a Queen of Cups and Judgment, maturing our problem solving, maturing in our ways to respond to our life and responsibilities, how we're taking care of things. There's a lot of finding that center so that we can keep our inner child feeling safe and secure, right? So it's healing our father, our masculine energy. Yeah. Here it is. The battles, the five of swords, the internal battle, the mind, the coping mechanisms, the old patterns, the chronic resentment, holding on to the past, holding on to stories of procrastination that we use, holding on to the past in the mind. There's a lot of living in the mind, and then the emotional body responding to the mind. So this is it. This is the mastery. This is how we have to make a choice, right? This is how we have to move with it. It's just energy. Yeah, the Page of Cups, you see, reverse. It's time to mature. So this is the energy of having to sit with the discomfort of the situations. We have to pay attention to our mind and find where there are different aspects of ourselves fighting in inner conflict, and then having to then process emotions and come into a place of harmony and reconciliation in order to then move forward, right? The Hierophant, you see, Taurus energy, so that we can then become the wise people. Taurus, the house, the home, our responsibilities, how we attend to our life, traditions, ways of seeing things, ways of thinking, ways of approaching our life. It's time to let go of the old programmings, old conditionings, the old ways. And through the Hierophant is that we bring wisdom and reconciliation, right? The Hierophant is the key to our freedom, is the key to stop, is the key that will lock the old cycle, and it will stop the same freaking conflicts coming in again and again just because it's time to do things differently. And so our personal lives need our attention. So where are you being called to grow? Where are you being called to show up in a more responsible way? How do you feel about your finances? How do you feel about your relationship? Yeah, with money, with abundance, with prosperity. How do you feel about your life, your sense of security, your sense of safety? Where does that come from, right? Then Taurus is also about your values, your sense of self-worth. How do you feel about your independence? Do you feel like you have a healthy sense of independence? um yeah yeah So our temple, to our temple, because our body is our temple. So how do you feel about your inner foundations? How do you and how is your outer reality reflecting back to you what is in conflict within you? That's how it works. Because if we're feeling conflicted from within, then we're going to be in conflict with the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is the one that says, hey, wait. We must take a look as above, so below, as within, so without. We must merge the physical and the spiritual in order to unlock the lessons. So it's the Hierophant who sits in his throne. He's the temple. That's why he is called the church, right? The wise man, because he's the ones that merge the two worlds. And so a person who understands how to navigate the spiritual and the physical gets the answers of why do we go through the lessons that we have to go. So there's a lot of wisdom, and it's only through experiences, the Hierophant. Yeah. We have the star. It's all about healing, merging the above and the below. The King of Wands, healing the masculine, right? The Eight of Cups. This is about moving forward and choosing to respond to our lives from a place of self-empowerment and spiritual understanding. Because the star is about I acknowledge and value myself. I follow divine inspiration. I follow divine guidance. And when we're talking about a spiritual awakening, it's not just about meditation. It's not just about prayers. It's about how are you embodying the spiritual lessons in this plane of existence. So the Hierophant, the Hierophant, no, never mind. The mirroring. The Hierophant empowers the King of Wands. Hey, know your word. Hey, set your boundaries. Hey, the sun, the Father is illuminating your path. Hey, the solar plexus, seek for solutions. Be proactive. Take action. Value yourself, have the courage, the strength, the resilience. Let's get things done, right? Grab all that energy. This is right here. Spirit is providing for you the energy so that you can become the master of your life, of your creations. Become conscious. The symbol of infinite here. The crown is about spiritual understanding. I get it. I understand what I have to do. And so I have to act with wisdom, the Hierophant. I need to act differently if I want a different result. And so I must take a look at what is feeling conflicted within me, and I acknowledge that as above, so below. If I'm going through lessons here, I'm going through lessons in the spiritual. So there's something that the star, my soul, is working through. And the lessons is that you can manifest from a place of conscious awareness. And so there is an energy also that wants to invite us into we have choices. There are infinite possibilities and opportunities. However, when we are in this energy of the Page of Cups reverse, we're feeling like we're lacking in different areas of our lives. So there is a lot of healing happening with a star, with Virgo energy. And we're talking about attention to details, right? How can we show up differently in our lives and our personal lives so that we can then remove the obstacles? So there's a lot of freaking growth. Here we are. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Ooh. When I look at my water, well, I'm scrying, water is crying, and I use my black obsidian. When I look into the water, what I see is a person looking in a mirror. And it's like, what is all of these situations showing me, illuminating about what needs to be addressed within my own personal life? Where do I feel disempowered? How do I disempower myself? And there's a sense of having to mature and create a space for the inner child, because there's a lot with the page of I lost it. I lost maybe my faith. The inner child feels hurt and abandoned or lonely. And so the masculine is receiving a lot of healing right now. However, the healing happens when we move through the discomfort. And I would like to tell you that healing is going to happen in the most gentle way, but healing is not gentle. Healing brings discomfort, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. And so you are healing. We are healing. And this is the energy right now. We are working through our inner foundations, the feminine and the masculine. And the primordials are like going through different cycles, and they're like, okay, here comes, as you know, here comes an energy signature that's meant to trigger us into healing an aspect of the feminine, and then they send something for the masculine, and there are layers and layers, and there's density that we're clearing and cleansing. This is a lot. And so what I have to say is like, have grace for yourself. And I'm seeing the river, and there's a baby being like Moses and the river. And so this is about go with the flow of life and do not resist what life is trying to show you. Instead of rejecting it and trying to go against the discomfort, move with the discomfort, sit in the discomfort, cry and transmute through the discomfort. Allow yourself to go and allow the mother to take you where you need to go. We are healing. You're not alone. And that's another message. You will always be supported, and you're not alone. Pray for courage, for resilience, for endurance, for answers. You know, we are so used to praying for things to be removed. Remove it, please. I don't want to see it. But the truth is that if you're in this journey, you're meant to see it. You are meant to see it, my love. But if you're here, it's because you got what it takes. You got what it takes. I love you guys so very much. I do. I know that sometimes, we feel alone, left out in the cold, but we're healing the Five of Pentacles. No, you are not the only one going through it. It's all of us. Sometimes we just kind of take in turns, you know what I mean? The universe is very organized. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to our ancestors, to our spirit guides, to our family of the Most High. May you be blessed on your journey. I'm wishing you a beautiful journey ahead. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. Let me know if this resonated. Feel free to share if you are guided to. I love you. Peace.